my name is Charmaine and Happy New Year! Happy 2020! It is a new decade and a new year, and for some reason, although I haven't felt this way for the last 24 years of my life, 23, 24, I haven't felt this way before, and resolutions has never worked for me. But this year I actually wrote an entire blog post about how this year is going to be my year. I have a very good feeling in my gut that this year is going to be the year where good and great things happen for me, and I'm entering this year with the utmost positivity and hope and dreams, and I'm just gonna work very hard at it. If you're down for reading a blog post, I actually have a blog post about me making resolutions, me reflecting on the years before. It's a little bit on the intense side, but basically I just feel very inspired about this year, and so this entire blog post is about how I feel like the resolutions that I will and have made this year will be the resolutions that I'll stick to for the entire year, because I feel very strongly in my gut that I am very motivated and very determined to make this year my year, and I really just wanted to share this sort of positivity with everyone, and therefore the blog post is available now on my website. If you are interested, it is going to be linked down below. And with that blog plug out of the way, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be the first video of 2020, and it is going to be a 3 looks 1 palette video with the So Jaded Palette, that is Kathleen Light's collaboration with Colourpop. When I look at this palette, I just see endless possibilities, and even when I look at this palette, I feel a little lost sometimes because of so many possibilities that this palette offers to me. So for this video, I decided that I'm going to introduce my own method for navigating a palette this mega and this large. When a palette is this overwhelming, I would break it down into sections. If you buy smaller palettes, for example Colourpop, they sell a lot of like 9-pan shadow palettes, right? Like those monochromatic ones that they have been launching. If you follow that line of thought, you can break this palette down into 9 pans. A lot of different 9-pan shadows. If I break this down into a 9-pan, it's like a neutral palette with a pop of red. And then if I, for example, break this down into a 9-pan palette, it'll be like a more blue-toned palette with a pop of brownie plummy red. So if you look at this palette in that sense, where you break it down into smaller, more digestible, more easily understandable chunks, it depends on the palette that you're using, by the way, but more often than not, with that kind of method, you can actually get quite a coherent look within these pans. If you want to do quads, you can. So say for example this quad, you can create the most daily, wearable, natural look with just these 4 shades, or you can go all the way down to here where it just, all I can see is just endless editorial possibilities. Even if you just pair, say, 2 shades, these 2 shades, you can create a very nice look. Glitter on the lids, blend it out with some of this, or you can even do like these 2 shades just to line your eyes with a pencil brush or something like that. There's so many different ways you can look at this palette. You can do 3s, you can do an entire row like this, you can do 9 pans, 6 pans, you can do 3s if you want, 4, you can do like half the palette to just cover up this side and you get 3 rows of that and you work with that. There's so many different ways you can use this, and I guarantee you every time you do that, the looks will come out very different, and that is how you utilize every single shade in a palette this large. And that is a very long-winded explanation, but I hope that helps, especially if you own bigger palettes like this. It doesn't have to be this exact one. So with that said, if you want to see how I got all these 3 looks with the So Jaded palette from Colourpop, then please stay tuned and we will get into it right now. If you notice any seams to how my makeup is looking, then just know that I just came from filming an IGTV, and so this is like my makeup after it's been touched up with concealer and stuff. So yeah. Because of how I'm wearing yellow right now, I want to match it with at least using the citrine shade right here. I've decided that we're gonna use this quadrant right here, which would mean that we are actually dealing with a lot of warm yellow and orange tones right here in this little square, as you can see. So with that, let's just get started. I'm gonna first start with this shade, Your Gem, right here. I'm gonna use a huge fluffy brush. This is the Colourpop E2 crease brush, and I'm just gonna fluff Your Gem into my crease to start off the entire look. Let me get a mirror. just slowly diffuse the color into the outer part of the crease right here. And then with whatever's excess, you can bring it into the inner crease in this area right here. And don't be afraid to bring it higher and larger into the area than you think is possible without looking crazy. I'm just gonna get some more and then fluff it onto my lower outer corners as well. And then when we're done with that, let us go into Jasper, which is this reddish blackened red sort of brownie tone. On the same brush, we're just gonna put it where we put your gem, but in a slightly more concentrated area. Just like about 70% of whatever space your gem is placed in. Repeat the same steps on the bottom lashes as well. And just make sure that you blend it out real well. I want to take like a smaller fluffy crease brush. This is like a Japanese brush. I believe it's from a brand called Rosy Rosa. What you want is just something that you can lodge into like a smaller area on your eyes. I'm just gonna go into Stoned right here, and then I'm just gonna further define my lash line up and down into the V area right here, like so, if you can see. For the lids, I like to go in with something that's shiny. Go in with Tiger Eye with my finger. For shimmery metallic shades, fingers are your best tools. I'm just gonna put it onto the mobile lid area like this, just making sure to not fully cover where I place down the stoned color and all the crease work that I've done, but it's okay to overlap a little bit because that's how you blend. Use a second finger to help you blend, because the first finger you use is where most of the product is, so use a cleaner finger to kind of help with the blending, and that's how I like to blend my shimmer shadows. It's okay if you bring some into the inner corner like this. It actually looks quite nice, and this Tiger Eye is really a very nice tiger eye color. I'm just gonna go in with this dirty brush into the color Citrine. The dirtiness of the brush will help with the darkening of the color, because I don't want like a super bright yellow color right now at this point. And I'm just gonna put it onto the middle of my lower lash line. Can you see? It just gives like a pop of yellow to the lower lash line, like so. And bring it a little further than what you would normally do. Like if you have eyes like mine, when I squint, I have this little eye bag here, right? So just bring it slightly below where the eye bag stops. So as you can see, there's like a shadow underneath almost. So when we're done with that, I want to go into this color over here, which is Pearl. Just using a finger that's already cleaned off, dabbing it into the inner corners for some highlight. I've gone a little bit overboard, but it's okay, we can fix it. Just try to blend it out as much as possible, and I like to bring it in a little bit onto this small little area right here that connects into the yellow shade. So what you want to do is take your foundation brush, and without additional product, but you probably will have some foundation on the brush already from when you applied the foundation, and just kind of use it like an eraser almost, and try to like diffuse it. You won't be fully 100% perfect, but you don't have to make it perfect. And then when we're at this stage, I think we're done with the eyeshadow. What I want to do right now is just to clean up the under eyes a little bit, because it looks so dark right now. I'm just gonna take some of my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I have it in the shade Fair 20N. It's a little tad bit way too light for my skin tone right now. But it's just what I have on hand right now, so I'm just gonna use it. And this helps with like bringing some more light back underneath the eyes because the shadows are so dark. Take back that smaller fluffy brush. Blend a little bit over the concealer. If you want to powder, this is the step where you start powdering your concealer. I'm not gonna powder because my skin is too dry for that shit. So just blend a little more, blend where you feel like you need more blending, and then when that is done, I want to go in with eyeliner. And for today, I'm using a brown eyeliner. This one is from D.UP or D.UP, and it's their natural brown silky liquid eyeliner. I always like to say that if you're not comfortable with a wing liner, just stop around here to kind of give your eyes a little more definition. But if you're like me and you want a wing liner always, just drag it out. And I like to create a tip in the inner corners to elongate the eyes even more. So once that is done, I'm going in with my mascara, and this is my BFF mascara in Brownie Points from Colourpop. I'm gonna go in with a couple of coats to finish off the look on the eyes. You can put on false lashes if you want. I'm just not gonna do it. This is the close-up of the eyes done, and I'm just gonna zoom you out for now. So right now, as I'm looking at my whole face, we are lacking a little bit of color on my cheeks, even though I already have a little bit of blush on. The blush I actually have on right now is from Colourpop. It's the Too Cool for School Super Shock Cheek. It's like a terracotta orangey shade. I'm going in with my current favorite blush, and this is from the Disney Designer collection from Colourpop, and it's the Kissin pressed powder blush, and it looks like this. It's like a nice warm pink sort of color. Just gonna pop it closer to my apples, and you can already see that this side looks so much healthier than this side. And then this side is just gonna join her. Put a little bit on the nose for added believability. Is that even a word? Some on my forehead, on my chin. For lips, I picked out two different lipsticks, and this one is the Colourpop Y2K Velvet Blur lipstick. That is like a mauvey reddish kind of tone. And then the secondly, I also have the Too Cool for School Glam Rock lipstick in 03 Moderate, which is like a brick color with a bit of pink inside. It's like a brick orange sort of shade. I'm just gonna go in the Too Cool for School shade first, just a high arm. Use the lips to incorporate most of the color into the lips. Blot it off with the tissue so you get like a residual color of orange. Then I'm going in with Y2K. I'm just gonna put it into the center of the lipstick. So I'm just gonna have to focus on blending it out. And I like to use my lips because that's slightly less calculated and more natural in the way that it's blended out. It's also faster. So you see that we have like a slightly orangey, rosy sort of lip that can complement the rest of the face, which is pretty warm toned, a little mossy with a tiger eye shade, and it's just dark but not too dark because we kept it light in the middle, I mean like in the center over here. So this is the final look number 1. And then now let's move on to look number 2. Hi there! Now let's go in for look number 2. Because I'm wearing blue, as you can see, I decided that I want to use this section over here, this 9 pan over here. So it's largely a very tealy, bluey kind of palette with a couple of warmer brown tones over here to help us out. Let me zoom you in. So for this look, I want to do something a little more different than what I usually would go to do. Instead of doing my usual matte shade in a crease, I'm actually going to go into smoky quartz with my finger right here. I'm just gonna put it onto my... I'm just gonna put this shade onto the whole of my eye like this. I just want this look to be a little bit more on the... I want it to look unique, but not too heavy on your eyes, because we are dealing with a very dark color palette. But I want to create something that I can pair a bold lip with. Keeping that in mind, I'm just gonna go for the lighter shades for now. Put it all over my eyelids like so, and it just brings so much light to the eyes. I'm going to grab this color over here, which is turquoise. Tapping off the excess on my pencil brush. So with this color, I just want to kind of pencil in like a pop of color on the outer edge, like so. Just to create a nice blue wing, turquoise wing. Then I'm going to go into sapphire over here with the same brush. I'm just gonna align it closer to my lash line to kind of create more gradient and shadow. To make sure the entire eye is more coherent and balanced, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this Jasper shade, which is like brown, and I'm gonna trace just on my lower lash line as tight as possible while still keeping it relatively smoky, so that I kind of craft my eyes into the shape that I want. And if you do it with a dirty brush, you kind of just incorporate some of that sapphire and turquoise shade into this brown so that it doesn't look too different from the top, even though it's a different shade. And I'm going back with some of the sapphire shade to kind of intensify that color a little, make it more obvious. So you can either go in with opal, which is the glitter shade, or you can go in with, what's this color? Aquamarine over here, which is like a shimmery light blue shade. I am probably going to go in with the aquamarine shade. And then I'm just going to put that shade into the inner corners. You can use your fingers, but because it is an eyeliner look, I don't want the blue shade to be too out of hand. So my fingers would be too big for the job. And then this pencil brush just puts it exactly where I want it, which is right on this inner V area over here. And once you have this and you're happy and satisfied with how the colors are looking on your eyes, you can go in with some mascara and false lashes if you want. And if you want to put like an extra line of black, or like if you have a blue liner, that would work very well to kind of deepen and define things even more. For me, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this burgundy eyeliner because it kind of matches with the Jasper shade on my lower lash line. And I'm just gonna do what I usually do, which is to point out and sharpen the inner corners. Just incorporate it into the look like this. Join it into the sapphire color, if you can see. So it sort of looks like there's like a seamless transition, but not really, because it's two different shades. And then now it looks like it's tied in, and you can tell that while there's Jasper, which is like a reddish brown shade here, we also have a burgundy shade here, and then we have blue here and some aquamarine here, which kind of ties in the entire look in a sense, and I really like that actually. So anyways, now I'm just gonna go in and put some black mascara on the top lash line, some prune colored mascara from Excel on the bottom lash line. Probably gonna put on some false lashes and I'll be right back. It's a little smudgy actually. I've been using a mascara that doesn't really work. But I mean, that aside, I tightlined underneath to make the lash line look a lot fuller. And then I added some false lashes. These ones are from Bambi lashes. I think they're not in business anymore, but it's their ethnicity lash. I had this for a very long time. I just sort of whipped it out to use because I haven't been buying lashes for a very long time. Although you can't get these pairs anymore, any lash that you can find that is like fluffy and it kind of wings out from like short to long is the type of style that you want to use for like an eyeliner look, because it kind of elongates the eyes and enhances the cat shape in a sense. These ones that I have are a little wonky right now, but I kind of realized that too late because I already put it on, so I'm not gonna take it off anymore. And I kind of just added like a line of black liquid liner to the band to kind of hide it, but I try to do so without compromising the integrity of that blue and burgundy line that we created. I also added some brown mascara. This one is the Heroin Make Long and Curl Mascara. That's brown because, I don't know, the purple one wasn't really showing up in the midst of all that jasper shade going on down below. Still not really showing up. I don't really have a lot of lashes down below, but you know, I want to go back into Smoky Quartz. And I just want to bring back this color down a little to my eye bag area, like so. I don't mind if it's going down a little bit lower than comfortable. It just kind of gives, you know, that Korean aegyo look. It makes the eyes look a lot brighter and bigger. Can you see the difference? I'm just gonna go back to my favorite blush, which is the Kissing Up Frog blush from Colourpop. Just gonna add some more life back into my cheeks, make it rosier. Across the nose. Make sure to really blend it in. And then put the excess on the chin and on the forehead. I'm actually going to go in with my Flexitarian highlighter. A very, very bright highlighter on my nose to amp up the shine. And on my cheeks, make it look wet. I have this color right here. It is from, I'm not sure if they're still selling this, it's from a very old collection, but this is from Maybelline and it's their Color Sensational lipstick in like a loaded bolds collection. It's basically a red color, but more on the warm side. It has a lot of browns in it, but a little bit of plum too. So it's just a very nice, look at it, there's a lot of warm like terracotta undertones to it and a little bit of rose, I think. I'm just gonna incorporate that into my lips. I already have some lip oil on to moisturize. I'm using the Face Shop lip oil. I think it's discontinued as well. I'm sorry for the discontinued products that I've been using. Now when I get to this point, I like to just use my fingers to blot it a little and then further intensify the color. And this is the final second look. Let me zoom you in so that you can see. My lashes are making the whole look so lopsided. Oh, it's so annoying, but I can't take it off anymore. There's always the option of changing this color into something else, something lighter, but I do really like that warm and cool tone contrast as well as the bold lip look. So here you have it. That's my second look done. It's now time for the final look. And so this dress has like a green tinge to it, even though it's like khaki, so I guess that's why there's a green tinge. But anyways, because of that, I am going to use the greener section on this palette today. So we got a good mix of some warmer orange shades, some darker browns, a purple, 2 greens, 3 greens actually, but 2 shimmery greens, and 1 glitter. So let's just go ahead and get into the final look. I'm going to start with Joe Dude over here. I'm just gonna fluff it into my crease like this. And bring some down to the lower lash line as well. Bring it into to about where the glue was rough. I'm gonna go into Jade. I'm gonna just put it right on the lip. All you want is just like a slight shadow of like this army green shade. The key is to make it look as if it's blending like a gradient up all the way. No harsh edges, no weird patchiness. Honestly, it's a little hard with this shade because I find this shade sometimes a little patchy to work with. This Jade shade, but it's not alarming. So you get sort of like this nice army green smokiness going on here. I'm just gonna take Alexandrite with my finger. I want it to be a sheer wash. I don't want it to be wham bam purple. So if I do it sheerly, there'll still be like a little bit of green peeking through the shade. Not too much, but it helps that it's there. So you can see there's like a little bit of purple with like that blue reflect that's so gorgeous. Then you want to take your brush, load it with some Jade again, and then just sort of blend out the edges that the fingers were not able to blend. Then I'm going to go into stone with a pencil brush that's very small, dip it into stone, and I'm just gonna sort of smoke out my lower lash line a little. No one can do it like you. I'm also gonna smoke some of that stone shade in a wing liner format over the top lash line. I'm going into a smaller fluffy brush. I'm going to mix into stone and Jaded, and I've decided that I want to darken the outer corners a little more. I mean, this really wipes away that line that we created on the lash line, but it's okay. The shade is really very hard to work with though. And then because it's gotten so much darker, I'm just gonna go back into Alexandrite and just intensify the purple as well. And with that, we lost all intensity of the Jade shade. I think the Jade shade is a little problematic. It really doesn't blend out very well, and it's powdery and it doesn't stick on the eyes. So patchy to work with. So I'm just gonna go back into Jade and try again. Oops, sorry. I'm just gonna tap more product. I really want that green color in my crease, but it's not really showing up. So I'm just gonna, instead of really fluffing it all around and blending it out, I'm just gonna try to draw a line, because it's just gonna blend out and disappear anyways. Into the crease like so. See, now you can see like a little bit of like a hint of army green shade popping through. For shadows like this, you gotta have to really go back and forth with like blending and applying more color until you're satisfied with the intensity and the blend and the neatness of everything. Right now it's a huge mess. I am determined to make it work. With the same the smaller fluffy brush, I'm gonna go into Emerald right here. I'm gonna kind of smoke it into the center portion of the lower lash line, like this. Very nice. I'm going back into Geodude again with that same brush that's a bit cleaned off. Tap off the excess, and I'll just like kind of smoke it out a little over the top of that emerald shade. Peridot. Load up the brush. I'm gonna put it not really in the inner corner, but above it, so like around this area right here. It's on a fluffy brush because I want to I want to dab off some more of the excess first. Into this area like so, to give it more light. I'm just going to deposit some of the color that's on the brush onto the area first. And then when that's done, I think that's a little too much green right now. at this juncture of how our eyeshadow is turning out. So I'm gonna take a little bit of your gem. I'm just gonna put it where I put the jaded or jade shade. You can see that it creates like a rainbow effect now that we added some of the orange in. It looks more color wheel like, unless I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna also add some on the inner corner right here so that I balance out whatever color situation we have here. We are balancing out with these two orange hints of color. So you can see that this eye looks a lot more tight together, balanced, than this eye, which is quite patchy, and you can see the demarcations of everything right now. I actually really like this look now that we're at this stage. It always happens like this. It's all that jade shade's fault. I'm actually going to go in with like a pencil liner. This is a gel liner from D.UP. This is called the Super Fit Gel Liner, and it's a black one. I am just going to tightline the eye first. Incorporate the color, or rather the liner, into my lash line, tight as possible. And then I kind of wing it out a little, like a tiny wing, like this. Okay, and then when I'm done with the pencil liner, what I'm going to do is go in with another liner. This one is from the Urban Decay Game of Thrones collection. It's their Lannister Gold shade. So actually any flesh tone lighter eyeliner will do. So here I'm using a light gold shade, but you can always just use like a skin tone concealer shade, or even a white, but a white might be too stark, so maybe a beige tone would be better. Or if you have something shimmery like this, use that as well. Because I want to just do this to open up the eyes a little, because it's a little too smoky for my liking right now. I'm just going to focus some of the color on it in the inner corners as well. Apply some of this golden shade above the black liner that we just put down for some added interest. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and use a black liquid liner. This one is from D.UP as well. It's their Silky liquid eyeliner. And I'm just going to trace the outsides of that gold line. Am I a bit far? I traced the outside of this gold line, just extending where that pencil black liner was placed. A little, and then you get a sharp line like this. I'm gonna extend my inner corner. Basic standard procedure for me. And I know that it's not really in the 9-pen thing over here, but I mean, we have a huge palette for a reason, and I'm just gonna go into this pearl shade as my inner corner highlight. With my finger, then blend it out. Bring some more light into my very dark eyes right now. I'm gonna go finish it up with like some mascara. This is the Colourpop BFF mascara in black on black. It's very old and rubbed off, very well loved. And I'm also gonna go in with some lashes. This is a very old pair. If you guys have been with me from the start, you will know. Yeah, I don't even know if they're selling this style anymore. If the company's still selling this style, I would link it down below. It's from Makeup by Alea. They're in the style Shasha. I'm just gonna put these on and then zoom you guys out, and we'll finish the rest of the face. It is time to do my face. I am going back into my Kissing a Frog blush from Colourpop, which is like a nice pink blush. I just like this blush a lot. It really helps brighten things up with its warm pinkness. I'm just gonna go all across the face, trying to bring some color back into my complexion, which is now very dulled out from... Sorry, my mirror's there, so I'm just looking, but because with all these cool tones and greens and purples, it just makes my skin look a lot more washed out than it should be. I am going in with a little bit of highlighter. This is from the Beauty collection, also from Colourpop. It's their Super Shock Cheek highlighter in Frosty, which is Pony's creation. Just gonna put some onto my face just to bring some glow and life back into this face. I think this is really nice. I really like it. The final finishing step for this makeup look is to have some lips on, and this is from Colourpop as well. It's the Ultra Blotted Lip in Scenic Route. Is it? Yep, Scenic Route. And I chose this because it's like a peachy color that gives enough life to the lips without looking too fake, but it just looks natural with a peachy tone that ties in with the blush and the orange on my eyes. To add some additional pizzazz, I'm also going in with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow, which is their original shade, over top to amp up the shine and make my face look a lot more alive. And we're done. And this is the final look number 3. It was a struggle. Let me zoom you in for like a good look at my face. So this is how my eyes look like, the final look. So that's my third look for you. It turned out to be a very nice greeny, purpley, peachy look. I would say that most of the shades are gorgeous. I think that it is a really nice, colorful palette for the everyday girl, and there are endless possibilities. Like I said, it's not every color under the rainbow, but it has enough for you to create most looks. And you know, Colourpop is always very affordable, so it's very worth it. But I would say that some of the matte shades, especially Jade right here, as you saw, it's just a little powdery and iffy on the formula side, where it just doesn't stick on the eye and it blends on patchy. Even if it does stick, the color doesn't really stay on. It's not my first time using this shade, so I know that it's not just today and it's not my eyes, it's really just the formula. And that's a bit frustrating because the color is actually a very nice army green that you can use every day, but it just doesn't perform as well. I don't really know if any other shadows inside here is as bad as this one, but one dot shadow is not too much of a deal breaker for me because there's so many other shades that you can use anyways. So with the end of that review, we are at the end of today's video. Thank you so much if you watched to the end. I hope you like this format of video where I show you 3 looks with one palette. I think I might do a part 2 for this So Jaded palette because I really think that it's really very, like, the possibilities are endless, and I'm sure if you have this palette, you'll welcome new suggestions on how to use it. So with that, thank you so much again for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed all the looks. I hope you enjoyed the struggle bus that is this look. Remember to follow me on Instagram as well. My handle is SharmaineCCW. If you like this video concept, give me a thumbs up and also comment down below what other palettes you want to see me do this sort of video on. So if you want to see more video content from me, my posting schedule for now in 2020 will be every Tuesday and Friday. And once again, let me wish you a happy 2020. It is a new decade, a new start. What are your resolutions? Share them down below with me if you want to. And I wish that this year will be the year that we will achieve everything that we wish to achieve, that we will be the happiest versions of ourselves yet. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.